What's up guys, Neon Ninja here, and today we're going to begin our Explaining Minecraft series. Now, before we begin, I'd like to mention a few things about this series. I want you guys to keep in mind that the episodes in Explaining Minecraft will build on each other, so we'll be starting with basic blocks and mobs, and eventually making our way to Minecraft's more complicated features. As this series expands, I will provide cards throughout each video to make cross-referencing easier. Keep in mind that for each video, we may change the source used, whether it be Bedrock or Java Edition, to account for the mechanics that one version may exclude. Pre-releases will not often be regarded as sources. We will not include Java Edition advancements. Today's video will be using the Bedrock Edition source from Minecraft version 1.17.11. Now, with that out of the way, let's dive into the basics of logs and stems. In Minecraft, a log or stem is a naturally occurring block that can be found in trees and huge fungi. There are 8 different types of logs and stems, with the 6 log variants: oak, spruce, birch, jungle, acacia, and dark oak, which can be found in the overworld, and the 2 stem variants, crimson and warped, which can be found in the nether. The obtaining of logs or stems is essential in most Minecraft survival worlds. Now, here are the data values for logs and stems. All 8 species can be mined by hand, drop themselves when broken, are mined fastest with an axe, and have a stripped variant, which can be obtained when a log or stem is interacted with by an axe. The stripped variant has the same properties as the unstripped log or stem. Both logs and stems are renewable, stackable with their variant, have a blast resistance of 2, have a hardness of 2, do not produce light, and are opaque. Keep in mind that logs are flammable and will catch fire from lava, while stems will not. Logs and stems can directly craft planks, wood using logs, and hyphae using stems. The characteristics of each block is determined by the log or stem used to craft it, and the same source must be used for the crafting of wood and hyphae. Stripped variants of wood and hyphae can be obtained. Logs and stems can also be used as ingredients to craft campfires, soul campfires, and smokers, though in this case, the type of log or stem used does not change the characteristics of the item crafted. Only logs can be used in smelting, both as the fuel source and the item being smelted. As a fuel source, they will smelt 1.5 items per log. Melted, they are turned into charcoal, a renewable fuel source. There is a 15% chance of receiving an experience orb per piece of charcoal obtained through smelting. Though stems cannot be used as fuel in a furnace, crafting tables and sticks crafted from them can be used as a fuel source. Before we get into each type of log and stem, I'd like to point out the fact that stripped logs generate as massive shipwrecks. I'd rather not repeat the same thing 5 times. You can find oak logs naturally in oak trees, as well as azalea trees, once they arrive in Minecraft version 1.18. You can also find oak logs as a part of naturally generated structures, including plains village houses, swamp huts, and woodland mansions. Oak logs also have a 25% chance of spawning in a bonus chest in quantities of 1 to 3. Something unique about oak logs in particular is that they are one of the first blocks introduced to Minecraft, making them the oldest out of our selection of logs and stems. You can find spruce logs naturally in spruce trees, as well as part of naturally generated structures, including taiga villages, snowy village houses, and snowy tundra villages. Spruce logs also have a 25% chance of spawning in a bonus chest in quantities of 1 to 3. There's also 69.3% chance of finding spruce logs in a taiga village house chest in quantities of 1 to 5. You can find birch logs naturally in birch trees. Birch logs have a 25% chance of spawning in a bonus chest in quantities of 1 to 3. You can find jungle logs naturally in jungle trees. Jungle logs have a 25% chance of spawning in a bonus chest in quantities of 1 to 3. Cocoa beans can only grow on jungle logs. You can find acacia logs naturally in acacia trees. You can also find acacia logs as parts of savanna village buildings. Acacia Logs have a 50% chance of spawning in a bonus chest in quantities of 1 to 3. You can find dark oak logs naturally in dark oak trees and as a part of naturally generated structures including pillager outposts and woodland mansions. Dark oak logs have a 50% chance of spawning in a bonus chest in quantities of 1 to 3. There is also a 100% chance of finding dark oak logs in a pillager outpost chest in quantities of 2 to 3. You can find crimson and warp stems in their respective huge fungi, with crimson stems in huge crimson fungus and warp stems in huge warped fungus. Neither of the stems can spawn in a naturally generated structure or naturally generated chest. Crimson and warp stems, unlike logs, have an animation, but the strip variant lacks the animation. When it comes to achievements, two are directly related to logs and stems, though many of the achievements do require the obtaining of wood one way or another. They are getting wood, punch a tree until a block of wood pops out, and renewable energy, smelt wood chunks using charcoal to make more charcoal. Both achievements, once unlocked, grant the player 10 gamer score, Xbox, or a bronze trophy, PlayStation. Here are some other facts worth mentioning. A log or stem will always face the direction relative to the side of the block it is placed on. Keep this in mind while building. When interacted, a note block with a log or stem underneath will produce the bass sound. Now, let's question the mechanics of logs and stems that don't make sense. To start off our questioning, let's look at gravity. Logs, stems, and the strip variants disobey the laws of gravity. I mean, how else would this even be possible? Though only a small selection of blocks obey the laws of gravity, we will still include this feature throughout the series. Another thing that doesn't quite make sense is the fact that 4 logs or stems can make 3 wood or hyphae blocks. Those as close Mojang messed up on their counting. Combined, the 4 logs or stems have 16 sides of bark visible, while the 3 hyphae blocks combined have 18 sides of bark. Where do the other 2 sides of bark come from? Next, I'd like to point out the fact that even though stems are inflammable, when dropped in fire or lava, the dropped item will still burn. Finally, how is it that 1 log or stem can create 4 planks, but the planks themselves have 1 more blast resistance and the same hardness as the original log? If you guys know of any other log or stem mechanics that need questioning, put them in the comment section below, and you might just receive a shout out in the next edition of Explaining Minecraft. I hope you guys enjoyed our first episode of Explaining Minecraft. If you did, make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to Neon Team. Have a great day, and we'll see you in our next video.